We never expected nothing like this. Never.
What in the hell is going on here?
Oh, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Going in right now.
We're going to run a camera in Aladdin's cave.
Oh my God, look at that.
For over 2 centuries, this hatch remained sealed, hidden, forgotten, and deliberately kept out of records. Historians assumed it was long gone. Treasure hunters doubted it ever existed. But after 220 years, Rick Lagina finally forced it open on Oak Island, and what followed left everyone speechless. This wasn't rotted wood or scattered debris. It was an intact, well-preserved hatch, secured with materials that should never have survived this long, let alone stayed concealed. The moment it gave way, the entire site fell silent. Instruments reacted instantly. A rush of stale, ancient air escaped. And just beneath the opening lay something no one had anticipated, evidence suggesting this wasn't just a simple money pit, but part of a much larger, carefully engineered system. But before diving into what they found, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this discovery could change everything we thought we knew. After years of digging and thousands of hours of effort, Oak Island continues to raise more questions than answers. This time, however, Marty Lagina noticed something unusual, a second wall revealed through sonar imaging. This wasn't random rock. Its clean, defined structure pointed clearly to human design. So, now the mystery deepens. Who built it, and what was its purpose? Could it be hiding a tunnel, or leading to something even bigger? A data specialist named Steve is now working on a 3D reconstruction to better visualize what lies beneath. Early interpretations suggest that whoever worked here in the past had the capability to dig deeper and build more complex systems than previously believed. Theories are everywhere. Some think it's protecting buried treasure. Others believe it's the entrance to a hidden chamber. No one knows for sure, but everyone is chasing the same goal, the truth. Excavation resumed the very next day. Rick Lagina and Craig Tester, alongside Dumas Contracting, pushed forward. But one major challenge refused to go away: water. Even at depths of 65 feet, flooding continued to slow progress. This raises a difficult question. Is this still a genuine search for history? Or has it become part of an ongoing story designed to keep going? Still, each dig uncovers something new, sometimes challenging old theories, sometimes reinforcing them. Oak Island has always been different. Over decades, countless teams have returned with hope, only to face the same unanswered questions. Each season brings excitement, yet often revisits ground that's already been explored many times. Critics argue that if something truly significant were buried here, modern technology would have uncovered it by now. And yet, the digging continues, driven by belief, curiosity, and perhaps the power of the mystery itself. Because maybe the real treasure of Oak Island isn't buried underground, but in the stories, the persistence, and the relentless pursuit of something just out of reach. Recently, a new development added fuel to the mystery. A team from Dumas Contracting discovered a cave around 65 feet deep, located slightly away from the main area. What stood out were the wooden beams inside, strong evidence that this wasn't a natural formation, but something constructed. When Rick saw it, his perspective shifted. What had seemed like a frustrating water problem might actually be a clue, an entry point into something much bigger. Still, the flooding remains a serious obstacle. Without solving it, deeper exploration isn't possible. But if Oak Island has proven anything, it's that just when progress seems impossible, something unexpected appears. Now, the focus has shifted toward a potential underground tunnel network. A new expert, Blaine Carrick, specializing in underwater imaging, has joined the effort. His team examined the cave down to depths of around 140 feet, searching for signs of human modification and possible pathways. The results were surprising. Data revealed multiple points suggesting there may not be just one hidden deposit, but several. With that possibility in mind, the team launched a new excavation site they have named Aladdin's Cave. Their goal, to carefully study its layers and uncover what lies within. Using high-definition cameras, they began documenting every inch of the cave. Each image provides another piece of the puzzle, helping map the underground structure of Oak Island. For Rick and Marty, this isn't just another step. It's the result of years of dedication, setbacks, and belief. Despite everything, they remain convinced that something significant is buried beneath their feet. And now, with advanced technology playing a key role, the search is entering a new phase. Blaine Carrick is leading a detailed sonar mapping operation to fully understand the cave's layout and identify any man-made features. Rick described the initial camera findings as important, but incomplete. The deeper truth, he believes, still lies beyond what the cameras can currently reveal. Marty agrees. Determining whether this cave is natural or engineered could be the key to solving Oak Island's greatest mystery. If this site truly connects to the long-rumored treasure, then this cave might finally hold the answers people have been searching for, answers that have remained hidden for generations. After detecting signs of possible human construction, the team carried out a full sonar survey using advanced equipment like the Ecologe 7.1. Making it clear that this isn't just speculation anymore, but a search backed by real data and cutting-edge technology. Now, the excavation has reached a critical point, where every new discovery could finally bring them closer to the truth, or push the mystery even deeper. At this stage, it's clear that traditional digging methods just aren't enough anymore. That's where advanced tech steps in, especially sonar systems like the Ecologger DSS 710. This equipment sends powerful signals deep into the cave, which bounce back after hitting walls or hidden structures. By studying those returning signals, the team can generate detailed 3D images of what's really down there. These scans are more than just visuals. They help determine whether the cave is naturally formed or shaped by human hands. Even more interesting, they've revealed possible connection points inside the cave, suggesting it might link to other areas across Oak Island. Suddenly, this isn't just one isolated space. It could be part of a much larger underground network. The next morning, the team gathers to review the sonar results. As the 3D images come into focus, the reaction is immediate: shock and curiosity. What they're seeing looks like a man-made structure, hidden within a natural cave. That discovery alone raises a huge question. What was it built for? Some believe there could be a buried chamber or tunnel concealed beneath layers of sediment. As the team analyzes the data, conversations shift toward the purpose behind such a structure, if it is indeed man-made. Rick Lagina, in particular, is energized by the idea that even more structures could be hidden deeper below, waiting to reveal secrets from the past. With that possibility in mind, the team commits to a more detailed and methodical investigation. This isn't just another dig anymore. It's a focused effort to uncover real historical evidence. Recent progress has brought the team to a critical stage where every small detail counts. Marty Lagina points out that certain features inside the cave simply don't match natural formations. That's why they're now treating this location as a serious archaeological site. To get clearer answers, they decide to drill deeper. The goal is to extend the sonar scans further down and build a more complete picture of the cave's internal layout. Another key question remains. Does this cave stand alone, or is it connected to other chambers or tunnels? At the heart of it all is one objective: to fully understand Oak Island's past and determine whether something truly valuable has been hidden here. For the Lagina brothers, this journey goes far beyond discovery. It represents years of persistence, belief, and hard work, driven by the hope of uncovering the truth buried beneath the island. The decision to dig another shaft isn't taken lightly. Time, cost, and effort all come into play. But the possibility of a breakthrough makes the risk worth it. Every new clue pushes them closer to answers that have remained hidden for centuries. Excavation near the garden shaft is now moving quickly. Rick and Marty are working closely with the Dumas contracting team. They've reached depths of around 90 to 93 feet, but a major obstacle stands in the way: a thick, compact layer of clay. At this point, Marty reflects on his family's past. His grandfather worked in Michigan's mines, and in many ways, this moment connects him to that legacy of hard labor and determination. Rick and Marty even step into the excavation site themselves. Armed with a heavy pneumatic jackhammer powered by compressed air, they begin breaking through the dense soil. It's tough physical work, but necessary. Once the ground is loosened, the crew uses a massive hammer grab tool to remove debris and prepare for the next phase. But the process is pushing limits. The equipment, some of it weighing up to 70 pounds, starts to slow things down. Marty explains that the machines often get stuck, making the work even more demanding. Then comes a moment no one expected. During excavation, Rick suddenly feels something solid at the bottom of the drill. For a split second, he wonders, have they finally hit the tunnel? Later that day, confirmation arrives. Rick, Scott Barlow, and Craig Tester learn that the garden shaft has reached about 95 feet deep, and more importantly, a tunnel has been uncovered. It's roughly 7 feet high and could be connected to the mysterious Baby Blob, a location long suspected to hold significant clues. Excitement builds as the team prepares to explore inside. When Rick descends into the tunnel, he immediately notices wooden remains along the walls and ceiling. That detail alone suggests human construction. The team pushes forward, extending the tunnel by another 32 inches to get a closer look. As they continue, they carefully study the wooden supports lining the passage. Then Rick spots something unusual. The ground beneath one section feels hollow. That observation sparks immediate interest. Encouraged, they dig deeper. What they find adds to the mystery. Rounded wooden logs placed in a way that clearly indicates intentional construction. These aren't random pieces. They point to a larger design, possibly connecting this passage to an older chamber or hidden room. Each layer they uncover seems to take them further back in time. Recently, they've come across construction patterns that closely resemble techniques used in the original money pit, especially the use of round logs. Rick even recalls an old Reader's Digest article describing similar structures, reinforcing the idea that they're on the right track. Marty believes this could be the breakthrough they've been working toward for over 15 years. In his view, they might now be just feet away from the original site where the mystery began. Meanwhile, on another part of the island, Lot 5, Jack Begley and metal detection expert Gary Drayton are making discoveries of their own. Early findings include a stone structure that could be just as old as the garden shaft. Artifacts found there suggest human activity dating back hundreds of years, possibly over 400. This supports the idea that Oak Island has a long and complex history, far beyond what was once believed. One of the most surprising finds is half of a Roman coin, believed to date as far back as 300 BC. Discoveries like this push the island's timeline much deeper into the past. They also uncover a large square nail from the 1700s, which Gary quickly identifies as historically significant. Marty now believes that Lot 5 could hold key clues about the people who originally built structures like the Money Pit. This shifts the narrative from a simple treasure hunt to the uncovering of a hidden chapter in history, because every artifact tells a story, not just about what was buried, but about who was there, how they lived, and how they connected with the wider world. And during their exploration of Lot 5, Gary and Jack make yet another fascinating discovery, an ancient lead coin engraved with intricate designs. Gary compares it to Roman trade tokens, which were often used by private merchants rather than governments. A find like that doesn't just add mystery, it hints at trade, movement, and human activity on Oak Island that goes far beyond anything previously imagined. This latest discovery directly ties back to the earlier Roman coin, uncovered at Lot 5, and it raises a serious question. Could Oak Island have been part of ancient trade activity centuries ago? Taking that idea seriously, the team sent the coin off for detailed lab testing. Archaeologists are now comparing its design and metal composition with known Roman artifacts to determine whether it's genuine and what it might actually represent. Soon after, Gary Drayton and Jack Begley met with Rick Lagina, Craig Tester, and archaeologist Laird Niven at the Oak Island Interpretive Center. Their mission was simple: figure out what this object could reveal about the island's past. Laird began by carefully cleaning the coin, making sure not to damage any surface details before testing. From there, it was analyzed using X-ray fluorescence, XRF, a method that identifies the elements inside an object. The entire process was overseen by Emma Culligan, the team's scientific analysis expert. When the initial results came in, they revealed something unexpected. At first glance, the lead disc looked ordinary, but a closer look showed it actually had two distinct layers, a lighter one and a darker one. The lighter layer was mostly pure lead, with only trace amounts of copper and iron. The darker layer, however, contained around 41% iron, along with copper and silicon. Both layers pointed to naturally sourced lead, suggesting the material came from an old mining region. To go even further, the team conducted an X-ray diffraction, XRD test, to identify the mineral composition more precisely. The results were surprising. The mineral signature closely matched deposits found in regions stretching from modern-day Iran through parts of Europe, including Italy, France, and Spain, areas historically rich in lead and iron. Emma even highlighted similarities with mineral compositions found along the Italian coastline. That discovery sparked a new line of thinking. Could this object have originated in Italy? And if so, how did it end up on Oak Island? Naturally, this reopened speculation about long-distance connections, including theories involving groups like the Knights Templar. Historian Zena Halpern has often pointed out that artifacts aren't always what they seem at first glance, and this coin is a perfect example. What started as a simple find has now turned into a much deeper investigation involving experts in ancient metallurgy and historical artifacts. Those experts explained that lead objects in Roman times were used for many purposes: trade tokens, seals, and even religious items. And because the Roman Empire was so vast, similar artifacts have been found across multiple continents, reflecting widespread trade and cultural exchange. This context makes the Oak Island discovery even more intriguing. If the coin is truly linked to Roman trade, it could suggest that Oak Island was once connected to global trade networks. And if that's the case, it opens the door to theories that groups like the Knights Templar, known for their travel and financial systems, may have played a role. Combined with the earlier Roman coin from Lot 5, this find hints that Oak Island's history might go much further back than anyone originally believed. As the team dug deeper into the artifact's origins, a bigger picture began to form. History isn't always made up of isolated events. Sometimes small discoveries connect to much larger stories. In this case, a simple lead disc is now pointing toward a complex web of ancient movement and interaction. That realization has shifted the entire perspective of the search. Oak Island is no longer just about finding treasure. It's about uncovering forgotten chapters of history. Each artifact is another clue, helping us understand how past civilizations may still influence what we know today. And it's not just underground tunnels drawing attention. Massive stone structures on the island are also being re-examined, especially one known as the Great Quadrilateral. First documented in the 1990s by former owner Fred Nolan, this 32-foot structure has long been believed to be centuries old and possibly built for a specific purpose. Now, Rick and Marty Lagina, Craig Tester, current landowner Tom Nolan, and the rest of the team are taking a closer look, focusing on its northeastern section. Billy Gerhard operates heavy excavation machinery, while Gary Drayton carefully scans the soil for anything of historical value. During recent digs at Lot 13, the team uncovered several intriguing items. One of them was a small piece of coal, which they hoped to carbon date to estimate the age of the structure. They also found a heavy, curved metal fragment. Gary suggested it could be part of a cannonball, a type of artifact often discovered at historic military sites. Rick immediately recognized the importance of that possibility. If confirmed, it could point to a previously unknown military presence on Oak Island. Marty added another observation. The arrangement of soil and stones looked disturbed, almost as if someone had excavated the area before, or deliberately rearranged it to conceal something. Encouraged by these clues, the team expanded their search westward to see if the structure continued further, but so far, nothing conclusive has been found. That's the nature of Oak Island. Every discovery answers one question, and raises several more. Still, the team remains confident that each new clue is bringing them closer to the truth behind the story Fred Nolan first began uncovering decades ago. As work continued on the Great Quadrilateral, even more artifacts surfaced, pieces of clay and fragments of glass that may date back to the 18th century. These findings suggest the site may have once been part of a settlement or some form of organized activity. One detail stood out in particular. The glass fragment was found near the shoreline, an area naturally associated with human movement and trade. Dr. Ian Spooner confirmed that the excavation had reached what Fred Nolan once described as a stacked stone foundation, reinforcing the idea that this structure was intentionally built. With every layer uncovered, the excitement grows. Each relic strengthens the belief that something significant lies beneath. Meanwhile, inside Aladdin's cave, recent sonar scans have revealed what appears to be a constructed entryway, complete with traces of old timber. These features may connect directly to the original money pit system. At the same time, analysis of a lead fragment found on site showed a mineral composition matching sources in Italy, further supporting the idea of historical links between Oak Island and the Mediterranean world. While speculation about the Knights Templar has been reignited, the team remains grounded, testing each theory carefully against solid scientific evidence. Because at this point, the mission has evolved. It's no longer just about gold or treasure, it's about uncovering a hidden past. So, as Oak Island slowly reveals its secrets, one layer at a time, stay tuned for more updates, deeper analysis, and verified discoveries. If you enjoyed this journey into history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us, what role do you think the Knights Templar might have played on Oak Island?